I'm back. I have been thinking, what should I do? Like, I really don't want to do the videos anymore, but sometimes certain things come up that I feel like I really want to talk about or address, and I have not said anything to anyone about it. And I was thinking about, like, I'm sure people would be interested, and that is about dun, 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 Yee and Dave Chappelle, and about the balagan that's happened from them speaking or saying something that seems anti-Semitic. I felt like, from my perspective as a person, as a Jew of color and living in America, I was not offended. And it really was interesting. Like, I feel like a lot of times we jump with knee-jerk reaction to things. Like I don't really know exactly what he said, but however, he is going through a lot of things. And when Robin Williams died, and we didn't know he had depression, or he had a mental illness, or the other people that died that had a mental illness, and we didn't know. And we had such rachmanut, we had such mercy for these people, of understanding that they have mental illnesses. So here we have with Yi, before saying that he had a mental illness, and we know that he has a mental illness, and we know that he take medicine for it, and now he's not taking medicine for it, and the rachmanut is not there, or the giving him a pass for when he says things, and not paying him any attention. Like when he was with Trump, and a lot of my peers, my Orthodox Jews from America, voted for Trump. They were so big about Trump. And he was with him. He was with Trump. He was just with him in Mar-Lago. He was just there, hanging out with him. And was invited. He was invited there by Trump. So it just seems like the flack that he got for what he said, I feel like it was just like too much, like you're destroying a person's livelihood. Forget that. The fact that we gave him so much of our attention, and so much of, like, annihilating his career, I found fascinating. But we didn't do it. We don't do it. We didn't do it to Bannon, right? He has a whole social media platform that's anti-Semitic before he got with Trump. Did we say anything? Nothing. I'm sure that website is still in existence. And he is still, even though he's going through his court stuff, that is still his. It is still his baby. Yeah. We didn't say anything about Mel Gibson, right? Still rich. And what do they have in common? Like, it really gets me. And what's this guy's name? Fernt. Like, I knew he's anti-Semitic. Like, where was our uproar about these people? Where was our same energy that we give to Yi, and we give to Dave Chappelle? Where's the same energy to the Anglos? When they talk about Jews, nothing. Silence. Silence. And it kills me. Like, why are we giving so much attention to Yi? He has issues. He has things that he's working through. He's not taking his medicine. He clearly said he's not taking his medicine. And nothing. Dave Chappelle talks about everybody. I found it hilarious. It did not bother me. It did not bother me at all. There are a lot of Jews in Hollywood. So what? That's great. When we moved to Hollywood, when we were able to, when no one would let us work in anything else, when Jews couldn't work anywhere else. Okay, you won't let me do this. You won't let me in your club. You won't hire me. I'll start my own movie company. I'll start my own TV station. You want to charge me more interest? Like, whatever. I'll do my own thing. And Jews were the only one that gave Black people an opportunity to do music. So slowly, we are. There is a presence of Jews in the industry, And there's nothing wrong with that. I think the problem is that he said it, and it reminds people that we are in full force in Hollywood, where before we were not. I think that's great. I think the problem is that Dave said it. And because we have a history, Ashkenazi Jews have a history of anti-Semitism and being treated wrong, like all Jews around the world, right? When he said that, it was like, oh, now people are going to remember, or people are going to say something. And it's like, he's a comedian. He talks about everybody. It is not giving him a pass to talk about and say racist things, which I don't feel that he did. I just don't. I just looked at a podcast, a quick one. What's this guy's name? I don't remember. But there's a very famous speaker. His name is Rudy. And Rudy was on there. And I wasn't very comfortable with the way Rudy spoke, even though usually I am. I'm so happy with what he says. He brings a lot of attention to that there are Jews all over the world, and he goes to find Jews that are lost, or Jews that are in some remote place, and he hears about it, and he goes and he sees, and so on and so forth. I just hope this mitpacha does not fall this way, but I just feel like everything happens for a reason. And I feel that, why did this happen? What does this mean to us? Hashem, what are you saying to us? What are you saying to us when this happens? As a person of color, living in America as a Jew, the racist stuff I got, like not in, or I heard from Jews, and it's okay, like they don't speak a word of Yiddish, but the one word they know, Schwarze. They'll say the whole sentence in English, and then they'll throw in Schwarze. Not to me, but I hear, or Goy. Like these, they don't know not another word of Yiddish, but those two words, they know, and they say. And it's like, is that racist? Yeah. I would say that's racist. Or I remember a friend of mine, they're like religious also. And I'm so happy I don't live in the States. I can't say that enough. I'm so happy I live in Israel and I don't have to deal with all that drama. There is emotional trauma of Jews of color in America. Emotional trauma. Emotional damage, right? Emotional trauma that they get from Jews, Ashkenazi Jews in America. And it's interesting, like what's happening here. Maybe it's that Hashem is saying to us, hey, we're offended by what ye said. We're offended by what Dave said. Why did I have to hear that? Why did that happen? Why did that happen? Did I ever do something? Did I ever make someone feel less than, or make someone stand out, or make them think that I'm racist when I'm not? When someone sits at your Shabbat table and you say, tell me your story. Who says I have a story? Who says? When you say your mother's Jewish, your mother's Jewish, your mother is Jewish. Or you want to go somewhere for Shabbat. I'm just giving like different things like that's coming that I think of, like, and we deal with it on a regular basis. And Purim, oh my gosh, blackface. Oh, it's just Purim. We're just having fun. We don't mean anything by it. I'm just in costume, Or I'll never forget this family. I was in Atlanta. And this family has tons of people by their house for Shabbat. They are the host family for people to come to them for Shabbat, right? If you need a place, this is where you go, right? Big house, beautiful. They got like gorgeous food. It's fun to go to them. And I remember I had no place to go. And I remember I walked up and said, can I come to you for the Shabbat meal? Oh, we don't have any room. We're full. Why don't you and so have a soul food Shabbat? The other person is Jamaican, but I will never forget that. That's like over 25 years ago. And I remember it as if it was yesterday. Emotional trauma. I feel like if I was to go to the States, when I went to the States, when my mom died, right, I went to the States. I didn't go to the Beit Knesset or whatever. But I remember that feeling that I had while I was there. Like if I didn't have my kids with me, like, because they look totally like Jewish, right? Um, uh, if I didn't have my children with me, I am not sure that I would have received um, nothing from them. You know what I mean? Like nothing, no comment, no uh yeah. So I guess as a person who's of color who have lived in America and had to deal with so much as people of color have to deal with, that we just kind of don't get a knee-jerk reaction. We just say, we just move on. We just move on. Or again, what is this meaning? Is this saying like I need to think about that? Why did that happen? Not Dave. Dave Chappelle, he talks about everybody. Everybody. I do not think he's anti-Semitic at all whatsoever. Um, and it's ridiculous. I don't think Yee is. I think Yee might. I don't know. I'm not gonna say. But however, it's like if they, let's think about, do we say something about people? Maybe it's an aha moment for us to think about. Do we say things about people? Are we kol beseder when we speak to people that don't look exactly like us? If our faces look different? So a lot of things that's happening, sometimes we have to stop and think about what's going on here. Do we always have to like point and look at someone else and say, they're wrong, they're wrong, they're wrong? Think about it. Maybe think about it. Think about it, because it doesn't mean what you think it means. It might mean that you just need to do a cheshbon on yourself, on your own midot, on your own, what you're doing. How have you said something? It just bothers me how much attention we're giving, which is again, these are two black men, yeah, that said something. However, we didn't say anything about Mel Gibson, white, Bannon, white. This guy, Ferns, white. Yeah. We didn't say anything when Trump made the mistake of, and we're not talking about Trump, but just the ad which Bannon approved, yeah, of showing like a Jew money bags or whatever. In the ad, it was like when he was first running for president or whatever. They took it down like a couple of days later because someone gave him a heads up. Hey, that looks kind of like racist there. That looks anti-Semitic, you know. And exactly what is anti-Semitic? What exactly does it mean? If we don't have a discourse with people and we talk about what offends us, then no one will know. To say that all the Jews own Hollywood, of course, is not true. But we have a strong presence there, thank God. We have a huge, you can't see a movie without Steven Spielberg. He's Jewish. And all the ones that we know are Jewish. Right? So you come up with that perspective, but I think we get afraid because the world has always thought like, oh, the Jews own everything. We don't. We really don't. However, when someone implies that we own Hollywood, it's like, oh my gosh, they're saying again that we own everything. No. You know who said something really interesting was Russell Simmons, from DMC, Run DMC. He said something really interesting. He said, at his table, everybody at his table was Jewish. He was the only black person. He's like, but they were the only ones that gave him an opportunity. They're the ones that give black people opportunities. You know, and that's who we know. That's all we know, because those are the only people that give us opportunities in the industry. In the industry, like I'm in the industry. You know what I mean? in the industry. They're the only ones that give us attention and give us a seat at the table. So that's something. That's and he said, yeah, they're at the table. They're the main ones there. But without them, we wouldn't have gotten a deal. We wouldn't have been able to create music. We wouldn't be able to create anything because they help us. They give us a place at the table. So yes, there's a lot of them. But thank God, because without them we wouldn't even been at the table. We wouldn't even been anywhere. We wouldn't even been they wouldn't even like let us in. Anglos. Anglos gave Jews what they didn't want to deal with. Jews say, okay, fine. We take it. We're good with it. Fine. So all we do know is Jews in the industry. This is what he was saying. So you have to find it. I don't know where it is. I saw it on social media or something. He was talking about it. But as far as Yi is concerned, I just feel like, oh, wow. Like, why are we giving him so much attention? Like, what's that about? Like, why? Anyway, thanks for watching. This is like 16 minutes. I'm not sure if this will go on Instagram. I am going to try and put it on YouTube, and then I'll figure out how to put it on Instagram. Thank you for watching. I am really sorry that I do not record a lot, but I think sometimes when I feel like something has to be said or somebody wants to know something from someone who is of color in the world of Judaism, and can speak, like I feel like on another hand I can't necessarily speak because I don't live in America anymore. I live in Israel. I haven't lived in America in I don't know how many years, but I'm on all these platforms or speak to a lot of people of color who live in the States. And I mean, it's horrific. It's horrific, the stuff that they go through in the communities, in the Ashkenazi communities, that why they're because that's just the main presence there. But yeah, it's there. It's we don't talk about it. We don't talk about the racism that's in the Jewish community in America at all. We give it a pass. We explain it away why something happened. And so here again, if this is what's going on, I again leave Dave Chappelle out of it. Like, seriously, like all of his jokes, he talks about everybody. Yi, I think, again, like, and I'm not trying to like say it's okay to say something. I just didn't think that what they said was enough to make a big deal about it. You know what I'm saying? When there's others who make their whole life about speaking about Jews, and platform, social media, and all their pages is nothing but about Jews. I mean, in comparison, it's like a crumb to a loaf of bread. That's what I think. And I think that we're jumping on the people who are throwing crumbs or saying something with just a little bit versus somebody who's got like pages and pages and pages of about Jews on an everyday basis, but we say nothing. So let's just be real here. What is it about? Thanks. I'm sorry if I rambled. I hope I made some sense. I apologize for not recording, but this is something that's been on my mind and I wanted to say. And thanks for watching. And remember, everything happens for a reason. Hashem is in control of everything that happens. Every single thing. Everything that happens to us, Hashem is aware. He knows. And let's not forget that. Thanks for watching.